Hi there, Virgos. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at 2016 and what it has in store for you and what the planets are up to. When Jupiter entered your sign in August of last year, you entered a multi-year period of prosperity. Now, this trend only gets stronger in the year ahead. Jupiter remains in your sign through September 10, 2016. If you are of childbearing age, fertility is much greater than usual. In general, you're leading the good life these days. Eat, drink, and be merry is your motto, so you may need to watch your weight. When Saturn, the planet of focus, entered your fourth house of home and family, late in 2014, you entered a period of psychological discipline. The cosmos is bringing order to your emotional life and to the home and family. You're in a great period for making psychological changes and progress, but you need to work harder. Family relations are bittersweet these days, and that's something that you may need to work on later as well. The love and social life was active and happy in 2013 and 14. 2015, less so, presumably because love goals were more or less achieved. Many of you married or entered a serious kind of relationship. This year, the love life is much less active. The planetary transits at any given time will either make love easy or challenging. Neptune, your love planet, remains in your seventh house this year, and thus the whole love and social life is being raised and spiritualized. And always tend to be idealistic in love, but these days more so than usual. So idealistic doesn't necessarily mean happily ever after. If you've picked someone who idealistically is great, but realistically is not going to work out. Uranus, the planet of unexpected surprises, has been in your eighth house of transformation for some years now and will be there for a few more. This indicates sexual experimentation. As long as it isn't destructive, this is a good way to gain more knowledge. The rule books about sex are being thrown out. You're learning what works for you through trial, error, and experimentation. For the spouse, partner, or current love, this transit shows great financial change and instability. Learning how to deal with this has been or will be your main life focus for the past several years and again this year. So, you've got to learn how to go with the flow. If you're with somebody in a relationship, often finances are easier because there's two of you. And then if you break up and you're by yourself, you've got to, pay for everything yourself. And so that's an instability that you have to be able to deal with because it happens all the time. Pluto has been in your fifth house of romance, creativity, since 2008. Thus, there is a detox going on in your attitudes about children, also in your creative life. Often, if you're of appropriate age, it shows complications in childbirth. Perhaps the birth happens through surgery or some other complicated method. Your major interests in 2016 are the body, your image, your personal pleasure, finance, home and family, children, fun and creativity, love and romance, personal transformation, debt, and taxes. Oh, well, that's not exactly the most exciting thing, is it? But we all have to pay them. The only two things that are certain in life are death and taxes. I remember reading that somewhere. A graffiti in Sydney on a wall and thinking, wow, that's kind of a bit, sad. I think I was about 11 at the time. But now I know exactly what it means. So have a wonderful start to 2016. Make sure you read my full 2016 Outlook, which is up and running online. And I wish you a wonderful year, and be kind to yourself. Thanks so much for tuning in, Virgos.